All right, so we can cool here with Cody from Hinder. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
Yeah, could be a little bit better. Could be loud outside.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But you know what? We're both alive, so that's a plus.
For sure, man. So I understand you guys are getting ready to get back out on the road. Is that right?
We hope so. I think everything is a little bit uncertain right now, but all we can do is hope for the best and plan accordingly.
Now it'd be pretty crazy if you're going on tour for the 15th anniversary and you got to push it back for the 60th.
we have a plan for that too. I think our guitar player called it just do a Sweet 16.
Now, at this point in time, when you go ahead, and I understand you rebook the shows, do you just book those shows as a just to secure the dates?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the agent's plan. I think once everything kind of gets back up and running, I have a feeling that all the bands out there are going to be rushing to try to get the same venues at the same times, and it's going to be a mad dash. So, so I think it's going to be whoever gets there first. So we had the whole tour already scheduled, so it was, at least to my knowledge, it wasn't too terribly difficult to reschedule, the dates just to push them back a few months. So we'll see what happens.
Now, when you think about what touring's going to be like, I mean, are you preparing yourself for social distancing crowd, or like a barrier between you and the fans? I mean, I don't know how it's going to be yet.
Yeah, I don't really know how it's going to be either. I've been going back and forth with management and our agent, preparing for, some certain things that I know that we will want to have in place. So I'm fairly confident that we can take care of ourselves. My main concern really is the safety of our fans. I don't know how that works. I don't. And I hear people say that it's not really our responsibility. And I have mixed feelings on that as well. So I don't know, man. This is all new territory, and we're just kind of not sure how to react yet at this point. But we're hoping to figure it out.
Now, if things are spaced out, like, I don't know, I've heard there's going to be tables to keep people 6 feet away. How is that going to help your performance? I mean, is that going to hinder you guys from rocking out fully?
No, I mean, we've done it before. One of our favorite tours that we've done was an acoustic tour where we packed in I think it was 2 hours of material, and we went out and we did a lot of, especially in the California area, we did a lot of table and chair kind of events, little dinner things. And we ended up having a blast, man. It was a lot of fun. To be honest though, I don't see how anything like that really works. First of all, you're not going to keep people, 6 feet apart or whatever it is. And, I don't know how the numbers make sense for a promoter. You know what I mean? Once you pack in tables and chairs, you cut down on your capability for ticket sales, and then your bottom line is much lower. I don't see how it works that way. But there are people out there that are a lot smarter than me, so we'll see what happens.
Now, how does that work for a band? I mean, you just made up a great point. I mean, if you are getting X amount of dollars and then you're going out on this new venture, not knowing how many people can get in there, how many people are actually going to go to shows, how does that work out for you as a band?
That remains to be seen. We're not, like I said, everything we've seen so far, everything has stayed steady. We had a lot of our deals in place early. So, I'm hoping they can figure it out, and, we can go ahead and continue on. But, I don't know. I don't know how confident I am in that scenario. We'll see.
Now, when you guys were getting ready for this tour with merchandise, did you have dates printed on the back of your shirts?
Not yet, actually. We're pretty lucky that, I'm a procrastinator. So I deal with, that entire side. I didn't have everything done yet, and we didn't have everything printed, but we were, days away from making that happen. So we got lucky on that deal. I don't know. I don't know how that's. I'm sure we'll probably just include cities when we do it, and not the actual dates, just to play it safe.
Yeah, because I was always wondering how that works. I mean, what do you do with the merchandise if you already got shows that didn't
Yeah,
happen?
right. No, yeah, I'm sure a lot of bands got stuck with a lot of merch, but we were lucky.
Now, when things go forward, are you guys going to still do things like meet and greet, crowd interaction, anything like that?
Yeah, I mean that's another thing I've been talking with the band about, and talking with our management about. I think that we will probably have to do it. We'll have to get creative, and think of something special for the fans, but something safe for the fans. It's going to be, I'm afraid that we would put them at more risk than they would us. Us traveling around constantly, we will be exposed to more than the average person. So, we'll get creative. We'll come up with something fun, something unique, and if we can't make it worth it for them, then we just won't do it.
Now, can you see routing becoming a problem? I mean, with certain states being open, certain states being closed. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work out.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. To be honest, I'm afraid that it's going to have to be an all or nothing thing. Otherwise, it doesn't make a ton of sense for bands. We have a bus, we have a driver, we have crew members that we have to pay. So if we have to start spreading out days, it's not going to be, it's not going to make much sense monetarily. So we may just have to be patient on this deal and wait it out till the time is right.
Now, one thing fans don't realize is how much money it costs to actually go on tour. I mean, there's production, there's renting the tour bus, there's, getting everything set up. Not knowing if shows are going to get canceled or not. Do you scale back on production and things like that?
Well, typically we would. We run a pretty efficient, tight ship anyway. We own pretty much everything. We own our own bus. We own our own. We build my dad and I build, our set carts and our production elements, and we own our own lighting package. So with this being the 15-year anniversary tour, we had really hoped to kind of amp that up, and we were going to put some new things in place and spend a little bit of money that we wouldn't typically spend. So, I would hate to sacrifice that, but we'll do what we can and make those decisions when the time comes.
Now, with this being the 15th anniversary, when you first started out all those years ago, did you ever think that you would achieve the level of success that you did?
No way in hell, man. To be honest, we always hoped, of course. We always had big dreams, but we never could have imagined it getting to the level that that it's gotten to. Certainly at one point in time, it was at a different level than it is now. But still, I mean, to this day, I don't think that we ever imagined that we'd be where we are now. Not a chance.
I mean, you guys have impressive numbers, I mean, hundreds of millions of streams, video views, the social media following that you have, I mean, multi-platinum sales.
Yeah, it's been crazy, man. We've been we're extremely grateful. I've said it, probably 10 times already today that, this band has been through a lot. It's been through things and survived things that most bands could never even dream of. So, the fact that we're still here and we still have fans that are, have continued to support us through all of it. are extremely lucky and extremely grateful, to say the least.
Now, have you guys been taking advantage of this quarantine time, writing any new music?
No, to be honest, I mean, Marshall and I work together in the studio. We have some other projects that we work on, but on the Hinder side, we kind of have decided, I think, for a little while at least, that we're not going to release any new music. So, we've been kind of getting ready for. We've taken our time on the live stream thing, where all the other bands out there kind of jumped on it right away. We've kind of taken our time and taken a different approach. So now I think we're going to kind of slowly start getting prepared to start doing some live stream events and doing some special things. So, that's going to be our focus for a little bit.
Now, some bands are completely shifting over to the live stream because they think that's going to be their only way of performing. I mean, I can't imagine that being the main thing. I mean, being at a live show is so much different than a live stream show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see that being, the new thing. Maybe right now it's the big deal. People are trying to figure out how to deal with things, the best way that they can. But, one thing that everybody needs to keep in mind, I think, or at least it helps me to do this, is to keep in mind that, at some point this will end. We will, we will make it to the other side, and, things will get back to, some sort of normal anyway. So, I think we just need to be patient and, be as smart as we can and take care of each other in the meantime. And then, once everybody's ready and everything is safe, we'll get back out and do it.
Now, you mentioned other projects, and I just listened to the new track from the Dangerous Hippies. I love it, by the way, the 1982.
Thank you very much.
Now, do you see yourself just exploring in different kinds of sound by doing these side projects? I mean, what's the reasoning behind these?
Yeah, I mean, it's something, like I said, Marshall and I, we write and produce on the side. We've been doing it for years. So, I mean, we've kind of been working on this project for, I don't even remember when we got started on it, but it was certainly before he joined the band. So, before he joined Hinder. And, so yeah, we've been stockpiling songs for years, and, I guess in the last year or two, the sound has really kind of grown and changed. And for us, it's nice to be able to explore some of those, those different, writing chops, I guess, some of those different influences that we have, and be able to incorporate those into new music. And, it's nice to have a project that doesn't really have any rules. It's just the two of us. So we get to kind of put out what we want, and do whatever we think is appropriate at the time. So we're having a blast with it, man.
Now, when you guys are writing music together, do you ever think this might be better for Hinder, this might be better for the Dangerous Hippies? I mean, how do you separate the music?
Yeah, we definitely do. We have some things that, while we were writing for Dangerous Hippies, came out a little too, I don't know, there's a little too much on the rock side, so we thought we would just kind of put it back on a hard drive and wait, to see if we ever get to the point where we want to release new Hinder music. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know that all of us are going to get to be on the same page, musically anytime soon. But yeah, that definitely does happen. There's some songs that we have that we're struggling to kind of make that decision. They ride the line on, whether they're a little too much like Hinder, or, if we could just kind of tweak them and make them Dangerous Hippie songs. So we'll see what happens.
Now, with the song 1982, man, isn't that the year you're born, right?
Yeah, it is the year I was born. Yeah. Marshall wrote a nice love song about me. No, I'm just joking. No, man, we're both, we're both fans of the 80s, like, we love everything about 80s pop culture and, at least my memory, of the 80s, when I think about the 80s. I love all the movies, all the music, all the visual aspects. Everything seemed really bright and vibrant. It was a really hopeful time. It seemed like a really fun idea to write a song like that. And, it turned out great. And it's been a lot of fun creating all the visual aspects to go along with it too. We haven't shot the music video, the official music video yet, but we're kicking around different ideas. And then this whole virus thing is kind of throwing a wrench in things, so we're going to have to adjust. But either way, it'll be fun.
I love the sound. I mean, it's almost got like a Black Keys vibe to it.
Well, thank you. I mean, that's kind of where the whole project started. Somebody had approached us to write a song, very similar to the Black Keys, for a commercial, and that's what we did, and that's kind of where the whole thing started. Now, I mean, a lot of the songs are completely different from one another. So I mean, they're not all exactly like that, but they all kind of have that similar vibe to them.
Now, do you enjoy being able to play the different style of music?
I love it. It's so much fun, And for me, in this project, I've been able to do a lot of, play guitar for different, live videos online, and kind of start to work on, doing backing vocals and things like that. Things that I've never really needed to do before. So it's been a challenge and a lot of fun.
Now, as things progress and, you're able to start touring, do you ever plan on opening up for yourself?
I don't think so, man. When we do a Hinder set, we kind of leave it all on the stage. When we walk off stage at the end of the night, we're pretty much wiped out. So I don't think we're in good enough shape to pull that off.
A little double duty there for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so. We'll see.
No, I mean, it's got to be just frustrating, like, as a musician, being as tied up as you are. I mean, you're releasing new music. I mean, you don't have the means to go on tour. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that me personally I don't deal well with is uncertainty and things, being out of my control. But it is what it is. I think we're all in the same boat. We're all doing the same things, together. All facing the same challenges, and so. It's just something we have to deal with, and we have to be creative and find new ways to get us through. And, I think there are some cool things that have come out of it. Music on the music side, it's kind of forced people to do some things that they wouldn't typically do. And, so maybe, moving forward, there will be, more things and reasons to engage with fans. That could be one positive to come out of a really terrible situation.
Now, I mean, who knows if fans are going to come right out to shows? I remember years ago when the SARS thing was big, everyone was afraid to do anything, and then they had that big festival out in Toronto. Do you think the United States is going to need something like that to kick off the touring industry?
Yeah, man, I don't really know, to be honest. I've thought a lot about it, but I'm not sure. I have a lot of fears about this whole thing moving forward. My big fear is that once people get to the point where we get to go back out and tour, a lot of people have been out of a job for quite some time at that point. Not everybody has the money to pay for a concert ticket. And then on top of that, like I said earlier, you got bands rushing to fight for, the same spot. Everybody's trying to get the weekend at the, in whatever market, at whatever club. And, it could get really interesting, I'm not sure what's going to happen. All we can do is wait and see.
I mean, it's interesting that you said. I mean, there's only going to be so many dates and so many venues, and I could see arena tours not being a thing for quite a while, and I can see stadium shows being quite a thing for a while. I mean, is there going to be a hierarchy with musicians where they're the ones who get to pick who gets to play?
I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be up to musicians. I think it'll just be. Unfortunately, it'll just be whoever brings in the most money for promoters. That's what's going to happen, and a lot of bands are going to get pushed out. Unfortunately, that's just going to have to be how it is for a while. I hate it, but that's. I mean, that's really the only way it can happen. Unfortunately. Sorry, I'm going to step out here for 1 second. My dogs are barking.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, sorry about that.
Now, how are you personally handling everything mentally?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I've been lucky. I've got a great. I built a great house, several years ago, and I've got a giant bar with a stage, and the recording studio is down here, and it gives me a good place to kind of go and get away from everything and escape and create music. So for me, man, it really hasn't been too bad. And my wife's a great cook. So yeah, man, I'm lucky. I feel bad for a lot of people out there that don't have it as good as I do. And like I said earlier, the uncertainty of the future eats at me a little bit, but that's something we're all dealing with.
Now, one thing I want to talk about is, I mean, there's a lot of bailouts for businesses and stuff, but there's no bailouts for a musician. I mean, a lot of you guys live off of touring and things like that. I mean, you think this is going to break some bands?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's absolutely going to destroy some. I think, one of my fears is that a lot of bands that have been kind of doing the club thing, and just kind of scraping by on, merch or, whatever it is, meet and greets, and that's kind of their means for keeping the thing moving along. My fear is that, they're going to be forced to make some tough decisions really soon. If they have to go and find ways to make money for their families and, do the 9 to 5 or whatever it may be, they may get stuck. That's really, that's really easy to do. Once you get in a situation where things are stable and consistent, it's hard to leave that. You know what I mean? So my fear is that people may see some of their favorite bands kind of disappear for a while, but let's hope not. Let's hope most of them can figure it out.
No, I've seen some of these drive-in movie theater type concerts. Would that be something you guys would be into?
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I think that would be really cool. I think fans would love it as well. It's something new, something different. I don't know if it's something like something that would be cool long term, but I don't know. Who knows, man? It may be really awesome. I think, I'm like most bands. I think we're willing to do whatever we need to do to be able to get out and bring the music to fans and put a smile on people's faces.
I mean, it definitely will be memorable, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Could be cool.
Now, when things keep on continuing and you guys start getting more locked into a regular regime, I mean, what are the plans for Hinder for the future?
I think right now the main focus is this 15-year anniversary tour. So we'll put our focus there and make sure that's as cool as it can be for everybody. And then after that, who knows? I mean, further this thing gets pushed back, the closer we are to a 20-year anniversary tour. So who knows? We'll see what happens.
Well, hopefully you guys get to get out on the road this year, and it's not going to be the 16th anniversary tour of next year.
I certainly hope not, but who knows?
Now, if people want to follow up, they want to know more about the Dangerous Hippies, they want to hear the music, where do they go?
We're pretty easy to find. We have dangeroushippies.com. We have our Facebook and Instagram, Dangerous Hippies Official. So that's pretty easy. You can find us on Spotify. Pretty much anywhere where you stream music, buy music, we're there. On the Hinder front, it's also super easy. Everything's at Hinder Music, so we're pretty easy to find.
Now, earlier you mentioned that you guys were going to dabble into some live stream stuff. Is there any dates already locked in, or?
Well, we were supposed to have one just coming up Saturday, I think, sometime this weekend. It still may happen. I don't know. It's supposed to be like an online festival, so I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. I haven't gotten any details on it, but we're preparing for it anyway.
Now, are you guys all going to be together, or are you guys going to be like a Zoom type deal?
No, we're all pretty bad at technology, to be honest. So, the three of us that still live here in Oklahoma, we're gonna get together and like I said, Marshall and I work together in the studio every day anyway. It's just the two of us, and we've been pretty careful and pretty safe. Neither one of us really leave our houses except for to get together to create music. So, we'll get together for this little live stream thing and do it that way.
Now, for the shows that you guys have booked, are tickets on sale? So are you able to buy those yet, or how's that work?
That's a really great question. Everything's kind of been a little bit of a whirlwind. I'm not sure if the tickets have gone on sale yet. Most of the dates were rescheduled, so they're just honoring the original purchase. So the people who already had tickets don't need to worry about getting them. But as far as buying new tickets, I would assume that the same ticket link as before would work. So they're probably still up and ready to roll. But yeah, we have all the dates have been rescheduled. And I believe that we've put those up on our socials so you can find them.
Perfect. All right, man. I really appreciate your time. Like I said, I hope you guys get back out on the road, and I can't wait to hear some new things from the Dangerous Hippies.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time, and it was great to talk to you.
You too, man. Take care of yourself.
All right, you too. Later, bud.